third chapter is beginning. Bhashyakara is giving the relationship between the previous chapter and the one to be started. Asuva aditi ityadi adhyaya arambhe sambandha. Asuva aditi is etc. Starting with this mantra, we state the yonder sun is itself the Dev Madhu, the honey of gods, etc. Ityadi adhyaya arambhe. To begin this chapter, the relationship with the previous chapter has to be stated. Because you have stated in the previous chapter, just preceding part of the previous chapter. Atita anantara dhyayante uktam yajyasya matram veda iti. At the end of the preceding chapter, preceding part of the preceding chapter, it was said that yajyasya matram veda, a person who knows the true nature of the rites. What is that true nature? Yajya vishayani cha sama homa mantruttanani vishitavala praptaye yajyanga bhutani upadishtani. Sama, homa and rising up by chanting the mantra. These three things which are related to the rites. For special results, which are parts of rites, were enjoined and explained in the previous part, in the last part of the previous chapter. And in that we saw the maximum, the highest fruit that a person can attain by the rites is this Aditya, the Hiranyagarbha. Maximum thing, the highest goal through karma that can be attained is this yonder sun. Sarvajnanancha karanirvritti rupa savita. Therefore, this sun is the accomplishment or the result of all the rites enjoined in all the Vedas. Sarvajnanam karanirvritti rupa. It is a result of the accomplishment of all the rites mentioned in the Vedas. That savita Mahatya Shriya Deepyate. That sun is shining in its great glory in front of all. We are seeing it. Daily we see it. We do pray, we do prostrate, we do give oblations, water, etc. And now the question arises, how is it that all the rites, when accomplished, form this sun? Because we are getting our own fruits, the fruits of the rites. But how is that the result of the rites is sun? One way of telling you are going to attain the results and you are going to attain the enjoyment of those words, etc. You will attain heaven, you can get the intermediate space or many other lokas, the world of mains, the Pitriloka, and you will enjoy there, you will become the deity or something and something. Is that? It will different fruits, many fruits you have mentioned, that will be enjoyed by the agent. One way you are telling that the result of the root, the fruits of the rites will be enjoyed by the agent. And those fruits and results are established in different worlds, which is going to attain and enjoy them. On the other hand, you are telling now that the result of accomplishing all the rites of the Vedas is this sun. Is it not contradictory? Because one rite can give only one result. Either it will give me enjoyment, or the result by the rite will form into sun. Any one can happen. How can both things happen? That from one single rite, I am attaining enjoyment, and the same rite is resulting into the form of a sun. For that, Bhashyakara says, the way we are telling you have to understand that. We are not telling that because we are doing the rites, because out of that rites the sun has come into existence. We are telling in an indirect way. Agno prastauti adityam upadishtate. By that is just like a junction also. Aditya Loka is a junction. From there you are going to different worlds. Up to Brahmaloka, there are many worlds. And Chandrama is also another junction. It takes towards the Pitraloka and some other worlds related to them. So, it is very clear that all the creatures are dependent on the sun also. That dependence for our enjoyment in this world or any other world is on sun. Therefore it is said, the result of the rites is sun. Because without the sun, we cannot live alive in any world and enjoy anything. Therefore, the enjoyment of the fruits, for the bhoga of the phala of the different rites, we need, whichever world we may be, for enjoyment, the essential thing on which we are depending is the sun. Bhashkara says, Saesha sarvaprani karma phala bhutaha pratyaksham sarvair upajivyate. Saesha, he who is such, the result of all accomplishment of the rites, sarvaprani karma phala bhuta, is the result of all the actions of all creatures. Sarvaprani karma phala bhutaha. Saesha surya sarvai upajivyate iti pratyaksham. We are depending upon that sun for all our enjoyments, or for even for living also. And this is seen directly. We are directly depending upon sun. Pratyaksham in the sense here, not pratyaksha by you are seeing by eyes. It's not like that. It's a direct dependence. Pratyaksham upajivyate. Sarvai pratyaksham upajivyate. There is direct dependence by all the creatures on that sun. Therefore, ataha yajnavyapdeshanantaram, after giving different types of, after enjoining the true nature of the rite in the previous part, in the last part of the previous chapter, tad karyabhuta savitrvisham upasanam sarva purusharthebhya shreshtatama phalam vidhasyami ityam aravade shrutihi. Now the shruti wishes, the Veda itself, the Vedic text starts with an idea that I shall enjoy vidhasyami. The Shruti is vidhasyami. The Shruti is thinking, the Vedic text says, I wish to enjoy a new meditation, which is karma nirapeksha. Because directly from karma sapeksha upasana I can't jump into Brahma Vidya. From karma sapeksha, get into karma nirapeksha. Independent meditations, independent of rites. First we have taken up meditations which are dependent on the different parts of the rites. And now we have to discuss those meditations which are independent of rites and rites parts, so that our status of this internal organ will be more purified for attaining the Vedanta, pure knowledge of Brahman. So, even though the word here used is Sarva Purusharthebhya, many people have got this vivada on this word. Sarva Purusharthebhya means what? Even including moksha. Dharmartha moksha for Purushartha. Is this about that? Sarva Purusharthebhya shreshtatama phalam. How is it? You are telling this phala, attaining sun by this meditation is greater than all the four Purusharthas. Can you accept it? No. So what is the meaning of then here? Sarva Purusharthebhya. So you have to understand here the Purushartha is not Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Purushena Arthyamana Purushartha. Purushena Arthyamana Vastu Purushartha. Sarva Purusharthebhya. Which is the best of the fruits sought by the people, by all the people. The best of the fruit, Sreshtatama Phalam, is the supreme, the best fruit that is sought by all the people. Take the literal meaning here, Purushartha. Don't take that Purushartha, Dharmartha Moksha, which is conventional meaning. You have to take the literal or etymological meaning here. Purushena Arthya iti Purushartha. Sarva Purushair Arthya. Sarvai Purushahi artyaha. This is sarva purushartha. That that which is being sought by all the people. Among those fruits, this fruit is what? Sreshtatama phalam. This is the best fruit, the supreme fruit that a person can attain. Through meditation. Ataha, now you can understand the whole sentence. Yajnavyapdesha anantaram, after explaining the true nature of the rites in the last part of the previous chapter, now the Shruti, the Vedic text starts, arabhate, ityevam arabhate, asava aditya, ityadi, ityevam arabhate. You have to join to that. Asava aditya devamadu ityadi, Shruti arabhate. The Shruti, the Vedic is going to start in this way. Asava devamatu ityadi. For what purpose? To enjoy this special meditation, which is going to give you the result that the best of all the fruits that is sought by all the people in this world. What is that? Karyabhuta Savitri Vishayam. Therefore, the meditation is related to that sun, which is the effect of all the rites. Tat Karyabhuta means Yajna Karyabhutam. Sarvajnanam Karyanivritti Rupa Savita. We had started from there, just 2 sentences before. Sarvajnanam Karyanivritti Rupa Savita. This Tat Karyabhuta means Sarva Yajna Karyabhutam Savitri Vishayam Upas. Asavadityo Devamadu Ityadi. Now we'll enter into the mantra. Om Asava Adityo Devamado Tasya Dyaurev Tirashina Vagansha Antariksham Apupa Marichaya Putraha. Asava Aditya, this yonder sun is surely or verily the Deva Madhu, the honey of gods. Tasya, of that honey, of that sun which is the honey, because the honey cannot, what call as, be pending or suspending in the space. How you can suspend anything in space? It needs a support. You see, where is the honey? In a tree. It will be on a branch of the tree. On that branch you can see the hive. In those hive there will be cells. So when you are telling the sun is honey, then you have to give all the similarities as much as possible. So now tell us, which is that branch or bamboo on which this madhu is there? Is it not? You have to tell that. So it says, Tasya Dyaureva Tirashchina Vanshaha. The bent bamboo on which this is suspending, the honey is suspending. Which is that bent bamboo? This heaven is itself surely the eva, verily, the bent bamboo on which this honey is existing, is suspending. Antariksham apopa. The intermediate space is the hive. It is the honeycomb. Marichaya putra. And the rays are the offsprings of this madhu. And who is the madhukara? Aditya. How can Aditya be madhukara? Aditya is the honey. Who are the bees then? The bees will be the Rigveda mantras, Yajurveda mantras. And those mantras which are the cause for the rites. Because without those mantras you can't do any rite. The mantra and Brahmana Bhaga will be taken here in 2 different ways. Because we want flowers also. From where the honey will come then? The flowers, in the flowers, nectar is there. The bees will remove from there the nectar and form this honey. So which are the flowers? Here says the rites enjoined in the Vedas. The mantras by which you perform the karma, the rites, are the bees. The mantra what you are chanting while performing the puja and all that, those mantras are bees. What are they doing? They are collecting the fruits from the karma. Karma is the flower. The fruit itself is becoming there now honey. The karma is flower, mantra is the bees. So by mantras, you are performing that karma, which is the flower, by which you are getting out the result called as sun, honey. So this is will be going on further in the next mantras. It will be told who are the bees and all that. So now the race are called as the offsprings of that bees. Asavva adityo dev madhu ityadi devanam modanat madhu. Why this is called as madhu? Because it delights the gods. Therefore, it is called as madhu. Just like madhu, just like honey delights the human beings. And the child takes birth, the first thing that they put in the mouth is usually honey. They just put on the tongue, little honey, shahad dakte. By that it said that many things happen, because the quality of the honey is so. It is multivitamin, multi-mineral and multi-everything. Everything exists in it. Because the nectar of hundreds of flowers, hundreds of types of flowers. All types of ingredients are there and composition is there. All medical things that is to be necessary for the all-round development of a boy, of a child. The vocal cords, very fast it comes, that's why. A child who does not speak properly, what they do, that is why. In honey, there's called jadi called bach. That bach powder, they mix it and they put on the child's tongue with honey. It opens the vocal cords. Any singer, expert singers you can find, singers, Carnatic music or any singer you can find, they always take this. It opens up the brain, it opens the vocal cord, depends on the medicine what you are using. It opens up all the nadis. Ashwagandha, as in churna. One, what do you call as? Creeper. That powder is very a bit bitter. What do you call as bitter? That powder, if you mix with the shad and take, it will open up all the nadis very fast. You strengthen the nadis. It depends on what thing you are taking in which way. It will help for many things. The Shanga Pushpi, little flowers, small flowers. Shanga Pushpa. And that you would use just like Shankakara, that's what's called Shanga Pushpa. You take that powder of it and put it in a shad and eat, it will increase the memory.
It has white and purple flowers.
White and purple. Purple is more good. White for eyes and purple for brain. So these are the qualities, the different types of herbs are there. But when those herbs work properly, only with honey, that is speciality. Not with any other thing. And usually the basic thing in all Ayurvedic medicines is honey. The base is honey. Then comes sugar. Sugar is also not so, because nowadays people want to eat with some taste. Otherwise, you just use the different types of herbs with honey and prepare the medicine. Everybody will not be able to eat it. That's why they put sugar. And that too, Ayurveda says, never put this sugar which has been washed by bone and cleaned by bone and bone ash or such things. But you should use jaggery. Good. That's more better than this sugar. So honey is a thing that delights even a human being. Similarly, the honey delights, this honey, the sun is a honey. It delights the gods. Therefore it is called as Devana Madhu, Deva Madhu. You say Madhu Iva Madhu. You see? Devana Modanat Madhu Iva Madhu. Who is that? Asau Aditya, this yonder sun. Vasvadinancha Modana Hetutvam Vakshati. How is it that the sun is delighting all the gods? He said it will be going to be stated later on. How the sun delights the gods, that will be spoken of shortly. Vasvadinancha modana hetutvam. That is how the sun is delighting all these Vasu and other gods. That will be Vakshati, will be spoken of. Sarvayagya Falarupatvat Adityasa. Because of it, the sun being the result of all the rites. And it is told before now, who is the presiding deity of the Pratasavanam? Vasu. And the true nature was being told of the three savanas. It's told very clearly. So all the deities are in one way or the other way related to one or the other rite, one or the part of the rite. So when that part is performed and the result of that part is there in the form of sun, those deities, whenever they see the sun, they feel it. It is because of our own karma. Because we were presiding the karma which was being performed by this agent. That is why this fruit has come into this. Depending upon which the people who have worshipped us are going to attain the different fruits in the different worlds. Sarvekya Phalarupatvad Aditya. Katamaduttam. Now, first is going to explain how is this honey, the sun has become honey. How it became honey. How we are calling it as honey. Is being stated. So you have to give the similarities. So we are giving the similarities starting from the bent branch of a tree or a bent bamboo. Tasya madhuno. Tasya means of that honey. Who is that honey? Sun. Madhunaha. Madhu is here honey, the sun. Dyaureva. Dyaureva. This heaven is surely, verily. What? Tirashchina Vansha. Brahmarasya iva madhunah Tirashchinascha sau Vanshasya Tirashchina Vansha. Like that of bees. The bees also, they put their hive, they comb their honeycomb on some branch. And that branch is not usually straight. It is usually curved, a bit bent like. In that only they put usually. There is a Brahmarasya iva madhunah. Just like the honey of the bees are suspending on a certain branch. Similarly, here also you can see Tirashchinascha asau vanshascha. It is bent or curved as well as it is a bamboo. Therefore, it is a bent bamboo or a curved bamboo. Tirashchina vansha. How is this heaven also called? What is the similarity between the bent bamboo and heaven? Is the heaven also bent or curved? Yes, it says there is a curvature in the heaven also. It's curvature like. It's a tirya gata iva hi dyaur lakshate. The sky seems to have a curvature. So that is the similarity. That is why we are taking this heaven, that the high sky is called as heaven here, Dyuloka. The high sky which has curvature like, bent like. So that is called in the sky itself we are seeing the sun. There is the sky is here Dyuloka, and between that higher sky there is intermediate space also in between us and the sky. Even though the sky is not a layer or any such thing, we have to think like that. It's a matter of meditation here. It appears like that also. Antarikshancha madhvapupa द्युवंशे लग्नः संलंभते इव अतो मध्यपूप सामान्याद अंतरिक्षम मध्यपूपो मधुनः सवितुराश्रयत्वाच्च अंतरिक्षंच मध्यपूपः. This intermediate space is a madhvapupa, is a honeycomb, hive, which is Dyuvansha Lagna, which is attached and it is suspending up downwards, having attached to the sky up. Sanlambhate. Lambhate means it is suspending down. Latakna. बोलते हैं in Hindi. लटका हुआ है, टंगा हुआ है. Seems to be hanging down actually. Sanlambhate iva is told. Seems to be hanging downwards, suspending downwards, and it is attached on the upward side to the Dyurupi Vansha. It is the heavens, the high sky, the curvature, with having a curvature. That is the bamboo. To that bamboo is attached and is hanging down. What? This antariksha, the intermediate space. Ataha madhvapupasamanyat. Due to its similarity with the honeycomb, antariksham is called as madhvapupa here. The antariksha, the intermediate space, is called as madhvapupa. Apu means the honeycomb of this honey. Of this which? Honey? Sun. Madhuna means savituhu. Ashritvacha. Not only that, because it is support of the sun also. The sun is on the upper side of the sun is the heaven, and the lower side of the sun is the intermediate space. Therefore, space is the support from downwards, and from upwards, the heaven is the support. So in between is the sun. Marichayo means Rashmayaha, the rays. What means, what do you mean by the rays? The rays of the sun is not. The sun is itself in the form of rays. So that means, how can the rays become honey? What you call as the, what you call? Rashmis were called as what? Maricha. Marichi Putra. How can they be son of the Madhukara? And due to the Madhukara are this one, the Rigveda mantras. And how can the rays become Madhuputra? Madhukara Putra. So he says, actually here, by rays, we don't want to take the sun's rays itself directly. Because suns and sun's rays are not different. When you are telling sun is honey, sun's rays are also honey. So how can they be the sons of the Madhukaras? Therefore, here we have to take that which exists in the rays. What is there in the rays? Water. Rashmistha apo bhaumaha savitri akrishtaha. How is that the water is suspending in the rays? He says, bhauma, that which was on the ground. The sun is what is it doing? The sun is sucking that water, extracting that water. By vaporizing it, those vapors are rising up through the rays itself. That is why the rays in the sense here, you have to take the water. And which water you have to take? Bhaumaha, you told. But that here the sense is that water which the agent drops down on the ground while taking the sankalpa. It is a water related to the karma, not general water. General water is of no use becoming the honey over there, not related to any way to our karma result. They will tell later. That's why in any karma you see, when you do karma, any rite, how you do the sankalpa? You take water in the hand. And in the end, you vinyoga, you say, and you put it down on the ground. So that water is dried up by the sun, sucked by the sun. That becomes vapor and goes through the rays out. The water particles that are suspending there in the rays are what? What is the result of? They are from the mantras itself. Because the mantra you put the water. By doing the sankalpa means sankalpa is a mantra. By chanting the sankalpa mantra, you put the water. Therefore, that water is what? The son of the mantra. Therefore, mantras are bees. The mantras are bees. And the water is the children of the bees. The eggs or the progeny of the bees. That's how Bhashakarishna, there is giving the valid text also there to state so. Etava apa swaraja yan marichaya itihi vijayande. This is declared by another Vedic text that etava apa, these very waters are what? Are yan marichaya, the rays in which these water exists, which are shining also. Swarajo looks like as if lodged or kept in them. Yan marichaya means that which is kept in the rays, as if you are keeping them in the rays there. The sun rays are coming and these water particles are going and being lodged there. Similarly, the bees, what do? They lodge their eggs in the cells of the hives. Similarly, this antariksha is the hive, and these rays are like cells in it, and in that cells you are putting the water particles, keeping in it, lodging in it. There are these water particles which have come out of your karma sankalpa, the right resolution. That water goes in the form of vaporic particles and sits in the rays, is lodged in the rays. Just like the bees lodge their eggs and children in the hive comb cells, the honeycomb cells. Tavaye apaha swarajo yan marichaya, that which are lodged in the rays, and we see them shining. You can see it shine. They shine actually. What due to the particles only, it shines. And through that water particles, when rays pass through that water particles at a certain angle, the rainbow is also formed. It's very clear that is why water particles do exist in these rays. And how come the rainbow take place? The rainbow is taking place because of the rays passing through the water particles at a certain angle. Through that, Even though rainbow is happening in millions of years, scientists might have been seeing also, but nobody had known before C.V. Raman's. He gave the spectroscopy theory. From then they came to know one light, ray of light, white ray of light also can diffract into 7 colors. The diffraction theory came from then only. So many things are existing and the nature is showing us. And it's there in the Vedic texts also. This is how the water particles are in the race itself. And whenever race crosses through it, the rainbow is formed. So he said, iti hi vijayante. The other another Vedic text is declaring so. Therefore, it is very clear, by Marichaya, here what you have to take, not directly the race, the water existing in the race. Ta antariksha dupas apupastha rashmantar gatatva. You see, ta, those waters, where are they? They are rashmantargata. They are existing in the race. And where are these rays? They are in the antariksha madhupupa. They are in antariksha, the intermediate stage. What is the intermediate space again? It is the honeycomb. In that honeycomb are these rays like cells. And in these cells are lodged these water particles. Therefore it says, antariksha is the madhupupa. In that madhupa apupastha, in that exists what? Rashmi. And in the Rashmi, antargata is what? The apa, tapa. Brahmara bija bhutaha putra iva. You see. They are just like the offsprings, born of the eggs of the bees. Hita. Hita is just like together here printed. It's wrong. He separate, ta separate. As and because it is so, therefore, those waters lakshanteti, those water particles are being seen, are experienced by one and all in the race. Putra iva putra, madhupuvanadyandragata hi brahmar putraha. Putra iva putra, these are just like offsprings, not actually offspring. Because the mantras cannot give an offspring at all. How is it possible? There is a putra iva putra. Madhvapuvanadyandragata. And all these exist in the nadis, the cells. Just in the madhvapupa, in the honeycomb, the different cells are formed. Isn't it? Hexagonal cells you can see in that. In those hexagonal cells are the eggs which become offsprings of the bees. Similarly here also it is. Madhvapuvanadyandragata hi brahmar putraha. As the brahmar putraha, brahmar bija drishtikar. That means, this is what are all these things? These similarities are giving just not to state that this sun is honey, but you have to meditate all the similarities also. That's why here in the Tika, every point they are telling, meditate that is like this. You have to sit outside or wherever you are sitting, first meditate there is a higher sky as the Diuloka, and that is the bent bamboo. And on that bamboo below is hanging down is this intermediate space. This is the honeycomb. In this honeycomb, the nadi is like just because the divisions becomes automatically being made. The hexagonal cells. What are they? That the sun rays are like that. And in that is this water particles. You have to meditate like that. It is not just to state the similarity here, but the purpose is to meditate like that. The meditation purpose. Etasu apsu brahmar bija drishti kartavya ityartha. Anandagiri, you can see the last line of Anandagiri. No, nobody has got Anandagiri Tika. Anyway. Tasya savitoha madhvashare se mudro e pranchi ityadi. Now comes the next mantra. Tasya prancho rashmes taevasya pracho madhunadhyah richeva madhukrita rigvedeva pushpam ta amrta apas tava eta richaha. Tava eta richaha. Tasya ye prancho rashmayaha. Of that sun, those rays which are extending towards or spreading towards the eastern direction, taeva se pracha madhunadya. Verily, those rays of that sun are the cells of this madhunadya, are just like the cells, the eastern cells of this honeycomb. Richa eva madhukrita. The ring mantras by which you perform the karma, the rites, are the bees. And Rigveda eva, you see before it says Richa, and here Rigveda. Richa is the mantras, and here Rigveda is the karma, the rites, the vidhi, the brahmana. In the brahmana is the vidhis, and the mantras are practical. Rigveda eva, the rites enjoined in Rigveda are taken by the word Rigveda here. They are verily the pushpam, the flower from which they are taking this nectar. Ta amrita apa, tava etarichah. Those waters are actually the nectar. Ta means those waters which are explained in the previous mantra are none other than the water, the nectar that is in the karma. You should not take only the sankalpa water here. Because other than sankalpa water also there is a lot of water things in the right that use. In a liquid form. Just like you are using water also. In many other water, 5 types of water are keeping, isn't it? Achamaniyam, Paniyam, Dravyam, and Padyam, Dravyam, Jalam is there. 5 types of waters will be there. Apart from that, in Yajna Karmakanda is more also. In ordinary pujas, we take 5 types of water, 5 different patras of water. There will be more. Avanejana Patra is there, that also there will be water. Isn't it? Then last is Prokshana, that there is water. In Kalasha there is water. The pictures that we are keeping, that also there is water. Which are all a part of the karma. You will be using milk, that there is water part. Using dahi, the curd, the yogurt, that there is water part. You are using purified butter, clarified butter, the ghee, in that there is water part, liquid form. In this way there are many, many such things in which there is water content, which are using as oblations also in the fire. All that is taken it, because that's why it is taha, bahuvachanam everywhere, taha. Anyway, apshabd is also niti bahuvachanantam. Apshabd is said, bahuvachanam, but you could have said, taha means jalam. You could have told like that, explained. But Bhashika is no, taha, apaha. He always in the same way as it is in the Vedas. He is not giving the meaning of apa as jalam. Otherwise, it can be in a singular number also. Jalam, jale, jalani. And knowing is not translating that word at all. So that we can understand it, that there are many forms of water. Many forms of water is being used in a rite. All that gets up into the sun rays. Ta amrita apaha, ta apaha amrita, tavayeta richaha. They which are verily these rig mantras. Because that means what? They are performed. They are, without these rig mantras, we will not be able to pour any oblation in the fire. If the Hota says, after chanting his mantra, he said, going on, Vashat, he has to say. That's why the Hota is called as Vashatkaraha. Before the Rig mantra is not chanted and the Vashat has not been pronounced, nobody can put any oblation into the, pour oblations in the fire. So there is Tavayeta Richaha. Therefore, they which are verily these Rig mantras itself. What are they? They are nothing but these Rig mantras itself in one way. There is the result of the Rig mantras come out of that. When you chant the mantra, you perform the rite, the result comes out of due to the mantras only mainly. The result is not just by performing the rite. Without chanting the mantras, go on performing the rite. The children play, swaha, swaha. They take mud and anything they take and put swaha, swaha. And they're playing. But will they're also performing right, they're telling something swaha anyway. But just performing the rite will never give any fruit until unless the mantra is not being chanted. The most important part in the whole rite is proper chanting of the mantras. Tavayetarichaha. Otherwise, everybody would have done their own way karmakanda. Who will ask the Pandit? There is no necessity of any Brahmin Pandits at all. You could have done our own self. Tavayetarichaha. Somadi Amrit. Soma Rasa is there, na? That is also water form. Soma Rasa. Soma and all, everything. Soma, Grata, everything they will take in Bhashyam. Tasya Bhasha. Tasya Savito. Tasya means Savito, of that sun. Madhvasriyasya, which is the receptacle of honey, and it is itself honey actually, and is thus honey itself, madhuna. It is madhu ashraya and madhu also, both. Together it's been both Bhasha are telling madhu ashrayasya savitu, madhuna savitu. Actually, being the receptacle of honey, it is also honey itself. Ye pranchaha, that which are eastern, means pracham dishi gata, that which is spreading towards the eastern direction. What is spreading? Rashmayaha, the rays that are spreading towards the eastern direction. Those rays, eva, asya, pracha, praganchanat, madhunadyaha, they are itself the ribs like, or the honeycombs, cells like, prag anchana, madhuna nadyaha. Because they are extending towards, spreading towards, or issuing their light towards the eastern direction. Madhunadya eva. Again here also, madhunadya eva. They seem to be like the veins of the honey. Madhvadharat chidrani tirtaha. Because they are holding the honey, they are just like cells, Madhu adharat. Because they are holding, because they are the holders of honey, therefore those chidrani. Because in every hexagonal, what you call as you see, it is made out of wax, just like wax actually. The hexagonal wax will be there. In between there will be gaps. In those gaps only this honey is being kept, not in the wax. The wax also becomes wet and all, that's a different thing. Because they are bringing with water. So he says here, madhvadarat chidrani iva madhunadya. Just similarly like that holes or the gaps in between the hexagons that we are seeing in the wax, similarly is here also these eastern rays, the rays that are going towards the eastern direction, are as if forming such cells. Because in two rays, another rays cross like this. They cross the rays, it becomes like holes in between. That's why he says chidrani eva. Tatra richa eva madhukurto. In that forming of honey, in that context of honey, we would like to say here, verily, these mantras are madhukritaha, means bees. Lohita rupam savitrashrayam madhu kurvanti iti madhukritaha. Because the eastern direction rays are of red color, it is accepted so. The red colored rays that form the eastern part of the sun, Savitri Ashrayam Lohita Rupam Madhu. That colored, because the color is being stated here, color is not of important. Here we say the ring mantra's results are going to the eastern direction, Yajur mantra in different directions, in all directions, different Vedas, karma results goes and establishes there. And when this karma is established, we see it seems to be like of red color, of green color, white color, like that. But actually you can't see a sun with the four colors in this way. Sun is not like that. Lohit rupam savitri ashrayam eva madhu kurvanti. That in sun, the red colors which we are able to see are the honey, and these are the makers of that honey. Madhu kurvanti madhukritaha, bees. Madhukrita is in the local language bhramaraha, eva, just like the bees. Yataha, why these rays are called as bees? These rig mantras are called as bees. He says, Yataha rasan adaya madhukurvanti. Just by collecting the juices from the different flowers, they create, they prepare, or they make the honey. Therefore, they are called as bees. Similarly here, these mantras, by performing the rites of the flowers, by performing them, they are extracting the juice of the rite. What is the juice of the rite? The fruits of that rites. And those fruits are established in the eastern part of the sun. Tat pushpam, eva pushpam, Rigveda eva tatra. In the same context of the honey, you have to understand it is just flower like, not exactly a flower itself. What is that? Rigveda. By the word Rigveda, what do you want to say here? Bhashakara said, Rig Brahmana Samudayasya Rigveda Kitvat. Because Rig Brahmana Samudaya. Samudaya means there are two things in Rig. One, the first letter Rig means mantra and Brahmana. Mantra and Brahmana Samudaya. The whole lot of mantra and the injunctions. The verses and injunctions are collectively called as Rigveda. Samudaya means collectively called as Rigveda. Are named as Rigveda. And all that whole Rigveda is what? Shabdamatacha. It's just mere words. How can they give any result? Bhogirupa rasanasrava asambhavat. Because they cannot yield a juice, like juice, which is in the form of different enjoyments for the people, the enjoyable things for the performers. Bhogya Rupa Rasa. Bhogya means the enjoyable things for the performer is in the form of rasa, and that cannot be yielded, nisrava asambhavat, that cannot be yielded by just mere words. Rigveda shabdena at Rigveda vihitam karma. Therefore, by the word here in this mantra, Rigveda, we have to take the present context, the Rigveda vihitam karma, all the injunctions of the rites that are mentioned in the Rigveda. Tatohi karmafalavota madhurasa nisrava sambhavat. Because by performing those rites which are being enjoined in the Rigveda, it is possible by anybody to extract, just like juice, this honey from the rites. Karmafalavota madhu rasa nisrava sambhavat. Because it's possible for us to extract the fruits of the rites as madhurasa, the honey, and it can be easily yielded also by performing the rite. Madhukarairiva pushpastaniyad Rigveda vihitat karmano apah adaya Rigbhir madhu nirvartyate. Just like the bees, as it is done by the bees, pushpastaniyad, from different flowers they take the nectar. Similarly here, pushpastaniyad what? Rigveda vihitat karmano. Compared as flowers, the Rigveda Vihita, all those rites enjoined in the Rigveda, of them comes out apah, the juice like juice is this water. Adaya, having collected from it, Rigbhi. Who is going to collect? By the mantras. Because by chanting the mantras, we are able to perform the rites, and by result of that comes out the water. Madhu. But that water goes and forms through the rays. Where are we going to deposit? In the eastern part of the sun. Rigbhir madhu nirvartate. This is how by the mantras the honey is created or made in the sun. Kasta apaityaha. What are those waters? Ityaha. For that the Vedic text says now, taha karmani prayuktaha soma ajpayo rupa. You see? Those different forms of water which were used in the karma. Don't take general waters flowing here, Ganga and other things, which is in the different types of ditches and everywhere. But he says you have to take that water which has been used, prayuktaha, in the karmani, in the rites. What has been used in the rites? Soma aja payo rupa. Soma means somarasa, which is the essence, the juice of a certain special creeper. And aja is a clarified butter, the ghee, ghridam. And payorupa, and paya in the sense you can take all things related to milk and its products. Agno prakshiptaha. What we do is, We pour into the fire. These oblations are poured into the fire. Tat paka abhinirvritta amrita. Actually, before pouring into the fire, what do? You are preparing it, is it not? When you prepare the milk, when you prepare the curds, you are preparing the somarasa, you are preparing the clarified butter. All these actions you are doing not for yourself, is it not? You are preparing this for some yajna, some havana, that will be there in your mind. I am cooking this for some yajna, for some puja. And I will not eat. Not eat. Nowadays is a big problem. The ghee and all, they will pick in one single bottle. They will be eating from it also. And when say for puja, it is the same bottle they can get for the puja also. See, you had made that one for yourself. Now, how can you give to somebody else? To the gods, that too. Jhutha dena hua. You have taken already, you have done that avadana karma of that ghee for yourself. You have taken out of that and eaten. And again, you have to avadana karma for gods also from the same. It's not right. So, in previous days also, it was, even now also, it is in many houses and all. Whenever they want to do such things, they open the ghee and everything, what they prepare, they keep separate. This is for the karma itself. Separately, they prepare it and keep it. So that preparation is when you are doing also, at that time also, you are getting punya. The virtues are there. Because the attitude while preparing is most important thing. That's why we cannot cook things or anything, just cook like that, give for yourself and use for others also. It's not done so. The attitude while cooking affects that thing also. That's why I always say, while cooking and all, try to chant some mantra, think something good, thing about Shastra. और कुछ नहीं है तो इको एंची स्वाहा, go and drink chonk and everything is swaha, इको एंची स्वाहा, put namak, इको एंची स्वाहा, no problem. How difficult है ना? You can't. Yeah. Chant Ramakrishna mantra, do anything. I'm telling you, nothing you can't remember, you remember at least इको एंची. You remember I won't drink. Nothing comes out of mind. This will come surely. Samajapaya agno prachaptaha tat paka abhinirvrittaha. Through the process of heating, etc., while preparing these things also, amrita artatva. Because you are preparing them to get some special fruits from the rites. Amrita artatva. Amrita in the sense, amrita artatva, he says. Amrita artatva. Because nectar means the unseen result, adrushta, the unseen results produced from the oblations, which become, finally what? The cause of liberation through successive stages. That's why it says, amritarthatvat. Because finally, what is your aim? To attain liberation. So slowly, step by step, by purification of your internal organ, the antakarana, successive stages, it will take you higher and higher. These meditations help you take the meditations. That's why it's called amrita. This water. Water in the sense what? In the process, what are you doing to get into that form? That is called as an amrita artatvat. Atyanta rasavatya apo bhavanti. Very juicy water is being created by that. That means to say, you are preparing very, very great unseen results which will be taking you towards liberation. Tad rasan adaya, having collected those juices, tava etarichaha, they, when used in the rites, you prepared before and then you are using them in the rites. Preparation is different. And directly pouring into the fire, the oblations is different. The preparation can be done 1 week before, 2 days, depending upon the karma and the vidhi and all the injunctions, which thing has to prepare it when. You can't prepare it 1 year before, bring that ghritam and put in the avanam. It is smelling therefore. It is. I have seen people doing not usable for themselves, they put it for gods. You can't eat, they will give it to gods. They will eat it. Well, they'll only smell, Where it's going to burn. After burning, the smell comes good anyway. And that good smell will take them. Pushti vardhanam. Sugandhim pushti vardhanam. That is why it says, you see, tad rasan adaya, in the sense tavayata richaha. They, when used in the rites after preparing, are verily these juices being collected by the rig mantra indirectly. Richaha, the bees collect it. Pushpebhya, by the performing the karmas, the rites. Rasam adadana eva, as if they are collecting. Yes, there's no juice coming out of any karma when the it is performed. They were rasa adadana eva. Brahmara, richaha. Who are the Brahmara, the bees? These rig mantras.